everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing with my Archaeologist's Guide to Minecraft. If you're enjoying this series, maybe hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out and lets me make more content like this. Anyway, last time we talked all about copper and bronze and the fact that most of the Minecraft universe didn't have a Bronze Age, though major props to V's for pointing out that drowned actually drop copper, suggesting that either the drowned themselves had a copper age or some past Minecraft society that is now completely flooded had a copper age. But today we're not talking about copper, we are talking about iron. Believe it or not, the earliest uses of iron we know of in archaeology are several beads from Gerza in Egypt, which date to about 3200 BCE. We also have an iron dagger from Archaeologist in Turkey that dates to 2500 BCE, and an iron pendant from Mara in Syria from 2300 BCE. All of these are examples of ironworking in the Bronze Age. Wait, what? How can there be ironworking in the Bronze Age? Remember in the last episode, I said that we don't mark the start of the Copper Age from when the first person uses copper in a region. We mark it at the point when people in a society habitually use copper. Habitually means to do something regularly or to be in the habit of doing something. A few beads or a dagger or pendant here and there aren't regular uses of iron. It's a handful of examples from several places, and they're definitely important, but we wouldn't call it an Iron Age just yet. Also, these earliest examples are made from meteoric iron. This iron is found in meteorites instead of iron ore that's been mined from the earth itself. Iron ore requires smelting, which we'll get to in the next episode, so it's a completely different set of technological innovations. So when do the first examples of iron from smelting appear? Well, actually, there are several examples of smelted iron from Mesopotamia and what is now Syria, made sometime between 3000 BCE and 2700 BCE, so basically the same rough time frame as those earliest examples. But remember, just like with the meteoric iron, a few examples here and there don't show habitual use. The Iron Age doesn't begin until people regularly use iron tools instead of bronze or stone, and that started at different times in different places. Here in Scotland, where I live, the Iron Age generally began around 800 BCE, but it began in about 1200 BCE in West and South Asia, and parts of Northern Europe didn't begin their Iron Age until about 500 BCE. Some places also don't have an Iron Age. In Southeast Asia, bronze and iron technologies were discovered within about a century of each other at most, so we tend to call it a Metal Age instead. In ancient China, the Bronze Age transitions to the Qin dynasty. There is no Iron Age, not because they never used iron, but because the dynastic system is a larger marker of that period than ironworking, so we use that instead. It's also common in a lot of Europe to call the Late Iron Age the Roman period because, generally speaking, the Romans were taking control of most of Europe during the Late Iron Age, and that's often a bigger change than people using iron tools more than they used to. And what about steel? We talked about bronze and brass as copper alloys, or mixtures of copper and another element, so what about steel? Steel is indeed an iron alloy, and it's made by mixing iron with small amounts of carbon. We do have examples of steel being used as early as 1800 BCE, where evidence of steel production was found in Kaman in what is now Turkey. We also have evidence of the Romans using a type of steel made in what is now Austria and Slovenia, and there was large-scale steel production in what is now India by the 6th century BCE. So while steel wasn't as widespread as it is today, we do get significant numbers of steel objects from the Iron Age, at least in certain regions. In Minecraft, the Iron Age is arguably one of the most important phases a player goes through, though it can last from only a few hours to, honestly, upwards of several years. The fact that I'm on episode 12 of this series and haven't gotten iron tools yet is honestly probably far too slow for a lot of you. But even after the player's handheld tools move on to other materials, iron is still a vital resource in the Minecraft universe, and many parts of the game would be impossible without iron. There is an explosion of new recipes once a player holds their first iron ingot, and it's probably one of the largest technological advancements a player can make in the game. It's also the main technology used by most villages across the Minecraft world, at least until you get on good enough terms with them that they share their latest tech with you. Iron ore is found at almost any Y level in Minecraft, although you do have the best chance of finding it around Y level 232. Believe it or not, there's more iron in the mountains than in the mines, but personally, I'd rather not tear apart my lovely landscape here, so I opted for the mines instead. You can also find large veins of iron from Y level -8 to roughly Y level -56. Just look for large patches of tuff and dig around a bit to see if there's an iron ore vein. And that's where I'm going to leave this episode for now. We'll get to smelting iron and copper in the next episode. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and hit that notification bell if you'd like to be among the first to know when I upload a new episode. Also, if you'd like more archaeology Minecraft goodness in your life, I stream twice a week over on Twitch, and I also have a Discord server. I've put all the links in the description down below, so check those out if you're interested. That's all from me for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!